Hello, fat man. Look how smiley look how he's so happy. Oh, he looks so happy. I feel like there's gonna be consequences for talking to him. Let's find out. Oh. That's quite a face you got there. Okay, so there's supposed to be two Claire brothers that look identical to each other, except one of them has a lazy eye. So this is that one. Well, that's just quite a smile. Before you is a walrus of a man, seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled. Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair opposite of his giant desk.
I'm Evrart Clare, head of the Debargeurs Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods at you, then the chair. Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name. Sure, let's take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives you a sly wink. Remain serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debargeurs Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Whoa. Really? Wow, if I had not upgraded my health, this chair would have just murdered me, and I would have had a heart attack and died. Because it's so uncomfortable? Okay. I'm just so bad at my pain threshold. The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Garte. Some people have no manners. It pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again. That seems like a bad idea. Wait, it's not even that much money for a comically large check. Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it. Wait, you know Guard?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the check again. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it. A bit of a strong reaction, but... There's a very good chance that his people murdered somebody, so accepting money from him is just not a great idea. Keep it. I'm good.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun. Lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. Oh. Wow. Is this a boss fight? Is he going to kill me? The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said don't worry, he actually meant be very worried. I'm not worried. I got this.
Are you alright, Harry? You say you've got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be alright. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be alright.
Bitch, I sold it at a pawn shop. You can't come at try to instill doubt in my head about where it is. Like, oh, I just threw away a loaded gun on the ground and kids shot themselves. Like, no, I took it to a fucking thrift store or whatever, secondhand, pawn shop, whatever word you want, and then he bought it, and then he sold it to another adult person. It's a problem, but not that problem. It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded. Don't panic button. Kim. What do you mean don't panic? This chair is fucking me. Wow, can I get out of this chair? Don't panic has a very low chance of happening. Shit, and composure is one of my good stats. It's just that's that hard. Don't panic. That's an incredibly bad roll. Oh my god. God. You're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry. Because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it. No, they're not. We know they're not. What the fuck? This shouldn't even be possible. I know the gun isn't with random kids in the street. I know it went to the pawn shop and was sold to a person already. On one hand, I support the men can cry too option, but on the other hand, this is just a stupid time to cry because I know that his hypothetical is bullshit. Try to stay cool.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
I'm okay. Whew. Don't worry, I did drugs. I did drugs and I'm okay now. I almost died. What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill. Maybe it's my name. My real name, finally.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
And my name's Harold Dubois. What a name. I think Harry was mentioned before, wasn't it? Yeah. The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to the safe place.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow? In a kind of throwing motion. Like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois. Just call him Mr. Dubois. Nah, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. I've completely fallen apart. Jesus Christ. I'm melting. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. Sit upright. Is that gonna hurt me? It might kill me.
What an odd demonstration of... Huh? You got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time, and I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Nah.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? Harry, he says almost gently. Honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia, a man your age. A man at my age? What are you implying? I'm at the peak of my abilities. Yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive. I mean, you're not one to talk. Harry, I assure you, I am very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Yeah, but no one knows I'm here besides you, maybe? Or was the guy outside that's pretending not to see me, I guess. Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree? You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria. Oh my. He smiles pleasantly. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter? Mr. Clare, the man was hanged from with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood. Also, I studied the footprints of the crime scene. Worker boots. I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. He licks his fat lips and smiles. But of course, all jokes aside, I am going to help you. He picks up the handset of a radio phone to his right, then clicks a button. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need to be taken down. And John, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science. Whoa. He hangs up and turns back to you. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He turns back to you. He's the big, impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him, great guy. Oh, he's the one? He's the guy guarding the wall? Not really the first person I'd want to deal with. Maybe he's swell. I want to talk about the hanging. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. He nods. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you, but I'm helping you with the body. Or like I'm helping you with the body. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. I sense there's a but. But there's a thing that that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this whole thing wide open. Yes, that sounds good, the lieutenant says with a slow nod. Let's do that. But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. Suddenly he slaps himself on the forehead. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors. Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening machines? I'm not sure I understand. He looks at the union boss. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen. Come now, I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it. I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Harry, my dear friend. He sinks deeper into the chair. I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Why don't you just open it yourself? Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have the extraordinary physique you do. He slams his fists together. You look like you could run all around. You could just run around all day. I do. How did you know? But what about the guy you just ordered to help me? Can he open doors? What? You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you. I repeat, I am a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. He turns back to you. So, what will it be, Harry? That's definitely what he's going for. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. The woman on the boat and Mr. Clare here are both trying to display to me, to the other one, that I'm working with them. He wants some kind of door open, and she wants me to investigate this drug situation. I have iffy feelings about, because it's that itself is potentially how they're funding the strike, which admittedly that's this guy and he sucks, but the idea of the strike's not necessarily the worst. It's a mixed messy thing. Whose door is it? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. I doubt it's a weasel. What do you mean by weasel? A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. He removes his glasses and rubs his nose. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. He puts his glasses back on. I can't accept this thing. Refuse the task for now. Of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever find your gun. Even worse. Ever worse. We won't be able to speak like equals about the murder. Perhaps this was just bad timing for you. Not that you can always come back to me. I really hope you do. He winks at you. For your sake, my sake, and for your gun's sake, too. The lieutenant sighs. Yes, we both understand what you meant. This may be the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later. I don't know, he doesn't even confirm that he has my gun. Probably because he can't confirm that he has my gun if it might be illegal. Although he controls the situation here, so I kind of think he just doesn't know where my gun is. Just might have the resources to find it, but eh. I met Joyce, the company representative. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. He adjusts a button on his sleeve. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Just pals? We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. His smile widens. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get the nasty body down from the tree. I'm not a jealous guy. What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont? What do you mean, Harry? The man sounds annoyed. Nothing, I let him go. He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. He looks down and sighs. God knows how long he's got left. You called him a midget. Harry! He exclaims, indignant. I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. What does that... What? Abruptly, he smiles and changes his tone. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. What is that? What does that sentence mean? Like, what a completely baffling... Oh my god. Alright, well now I'm curious. I'm gonna Google that word. Are there alternate meanings besides the obvious one? No, not that I see. I was like, is there a secret alternate thing he could be implying? I think he's just being a dick. As you do. I don't think he was being particularly clever with that insult. But I was curious if he was secretly being clever with that insult. But it's just, there's just no... Huh. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. The man frowned disapprovingly. When she got back, the whole thing was over. Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce. Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole. Harry. He flicks his fingers. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was. Was it? Evrart, that Joyce seems to think that union is lowballing her. Yes, lowballing, of course. He's suddenly very serious. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types. And what are you, exactly? His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior. Why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. Okay, let's talk about something else. Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this, he makes an all-encompassing gesture, is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. He looks around. Tell her about how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Evrart doesn't mind. It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now. You call me Dr. Dubois, Mr. Dubois. Why? Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Evrart, I call you Harry. That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry. That's really my name. My god, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? He shrugs with an amazed expression. What are the odds of that? I think the odds of that, he looks at you, are very low. It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first. My memory is fine, I'm just testing you. So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. He pats the brown folder in front of him. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With a big fat folder. Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. Just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it. Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents? The lieutenant inspects Evrart over his spectacles. Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? His eyes never leave yours. Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now. Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on edge. do some probing first. A very high drama ranking on looking at the folder. You've read shipping folders before, apparently. Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids or family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here, unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? You're right, I don't. That's why I like you, Harry. His fat finger is pointing at you. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend, are one of the all-time greats. And what kind of cop does it say I am? Well, Harry, he turns to complete a couple pages in the folder. If I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic. I'm sorry? Yes. He inspects you over his giant bug-eyed glasses. You seem to be, a lot of the time, but right now there's no reason to be. Let loose a little, be you. He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez. Let's get this straight. What is my full name? It's Harry. He glances at the folder. Harry Dubois. I don't have a middle name? You don't feel like either one of these things. You know that what your name is. You have a sophisticated name, like that of a count or a beautiful man. Is that how names work? Okay, I like it. I can work with that. And I can work with you, Harry. He raises his index finger. Now what else can I do for you? Where did you get that folder? Ah, this? He closes the folder. My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry. This translates into, ha ha, you guys are so corrupt. I find that very suspicious. May I have a look? I'm afraid this is meant for union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. He turns back to you. Please continue, Harry. Have another look at that folder. Kim suspects something. Yeah, that was the tipping point. Now we have an astronomically high chance of success. Wait, I was so sure I was gonna fail. just to spite myself. As you look at the folder, Evrart covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you, because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet. That's not an RCM folder. Okay, Harry, you got me, he says, grinning. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them. You got the name from the Census Bureau and everything else from your actions here in Martinez. Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi. From the Census Bureau. Like I said. He looks annoyed. Now, I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry? That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being. So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois. Yes, that's what it said. That's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. I'm told the union's involved in the local drug trade. What? He smacks his forehead, completely flabbergasted. Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly. That's what I was thinking. No, I'm not. Lie. The man rubs his temple and closes his eyes in pain. You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But do you know what? He perks up. I trust you, like I trust all my friends, and I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want. Let's change the subject. He's hiding his real reaction behind courtesy. Thank you for understanding. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. We will continue to do what we must. You too, Lieutenant? Heh. He chuckles, suddenly. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry. You never were my favorite? He's been here for like a day. None taken. The man quickly replies and then turns to you. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry? Evrart, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later. Wait. He leans, reaches. I think only one of those words was supposed to stay in the sentence. He reaches into his drawer and pulls out a plastic card. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Great, wouldn't want to get stuck in here. Here, you're one of us now, a real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry. Am I one of you, though? Is that really what that means? Well, this has been eventful. I think Kim and I might have a talk the moment we go outside. Accepting items from a potential enemy. Always kind of gotta wonder what outcome they might have. Well, I guess I'm allowed to be here now. I walk around picking up garbage. Not sure where this card is. I don't see a new item icon anywhere. Did I have like a list of keys menu item? Oh, keys. Yeah, there's the Union card. I've got a few of these now. And bullets. I ain't got no bullets. Still working on the badge situation. But hey, at least a worrying person's going to help us. His name's... Wait, the guy who focuses on race science has the name Measurehead. That's concerning.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, used to be well pines. Container, now belongs to Evrart.
Hi.
Evrart, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I see you're not a Union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
A shadow passes over his kind face. What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
Do you work here? Yes. Everyone needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick, but everyone calls me Leo. The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture. I'm like Mr. Everart's right-hand man, and when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everart's away, he chuckles. Actually, Mr. Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady. A good-hearted chuckle again. Who is this Miss Beaufort? The lieutenant looks up at you, at Leo. A real pretty lady with a skin like those... Do Insuke. I don't... Deux and Sucre. That's obviously the most correct way to pronounce it. Candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running around here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Hold on, who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned? Oh, Lizzie? She's a real sharp tool. Mr. Evrart put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. Ah. He respects that word, it's obvious. Okay, Miss Beaufort, Lizzie. So, the woman that gave us the gloves, she was specifically trained, well, not trained by Evrart, but her training was paid for by Evrart. So she came back all lawyerly. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community that one day, I'm sure. He goes on. If my missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so. And she knows a thing. She knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has. He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue don't law school. Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener? Yes. Don't we already know her name's Lizzie? Okay, so this is the union fixer, the gardener. Looks like it. I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smiles a whip, too. The little guy smiles a disarming smile at you. Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later. Where is everyone? The harbor's empty. Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. He leans in with a confidential look. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now. So no one is working. Not everyone is down there, of course. He chuckles. Mr. Evrart is in his office, where he always is, and Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. He pauses to think. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrart sent them on a nice vacation for a week or so. He stops. Seems eager to tell you more. What trouble did Titus and his friends get into? Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. He smiles and leans closer. Are they gone now? Him and his boys stirred something up in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I hear Mr. Everett's telling them to take some time off. Really? Did they kill someone? No, I don't think they killed anyone. The little guy shies away from you. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want to get them in trouble over a little drinking. He probably doesn't know anything anyway. Who in their right mind would tell him? He seems to be leaky, yeah. What's in that container over there? Point to the container suspended from the crane arm. Oh, that one. He looks at the container. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Easy Leo. You're Yubi, right? Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mom had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the New World. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are all up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know that there was never any of that where I came from. No, sir. Those are some nasty rumors. Thank you for clarifying that, sir. What are you doing with the containers? Oh, I'm just making some covers for the containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, it's easier for the crane operators to spot them. He waves at the containers towering behind him. Very easy logic. What's going on here? Look at the mountains of container rising behind him. The containers in the yard are green, in wild pines livery, and the mountain rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. Like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers. Seems like he is working despite saying he hasn't been working for 2 months. Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers? No, not really. He shrugs and continues merrily. Mr. Evrart doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go around and tell them to everyone. It's about right. What is underneath these red covers? Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think. Looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim. Yes, they're hiding from the inside. All the red containers have the Debitor's Union logo on them. Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful. Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. The little guy affirms merrily. Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners? Yes, 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 he replies excitedly. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in it no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. What was that about the borscht? Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. The little guy chuckles merrily. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. He shakes his head with a wide smile. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renauden's board dogs every time but the lunch is done. Board dogs? What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking? Yes, yes, I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Let's see, how do you spell this word? Borscht. A borscht, yeah, okay, so that's why he transitioned from saying borscht to saying soup, because it is a type of soup. I was like, we keep saying it, but we're never actually saying what it means. Borscht is a sour soup common in Eastern Europe and Northern Asia. In English, the word borscht is most often associated with the soup's variant of Ukrainian origin, made with beet roots as one of the main ingredients, which gives it a distinctive red color. The same name, however, is also used for a wide selection of sour-tasting soups without beetroot, such as sorrel-based green borscht, rye-based white borscht, and cabbage borscht. A bowl of borscht garnished with a dill and a dollop of sour cream. So it's beetroot soup. It's very red. It almost looks like some kind of tomato soup, but it's not. That's a normal word that I could have known going in. Without that context, I thought the borscht might be a kind of car. Till this conversation. Hold up, who makes that the whirling? Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad. Oh. So Mr. Manana can speak to the chef if I need him to. Potentially. I don't know if if that's even an option, or if any of this is even important. I don't know, the soup keeps coming up like it might be important. Something's off about this borscht. I'm gonna look into it. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. Little guy nods. You do that. Yes, sir. Why did I say that to him? Why did I say that out loud to him? He didn't fucking know. There's no upside to telling him I'm gonna look into it. What's so special about the borscht that strikers are eating? The cook in the Whirling in Rags is making it, so you can find him in the kitchen. Deal with the situation. Is it drug-oriented? Is that what we're talking about a little bit here? I have 10 points of communist. What's good cop, bad cop even mean? I'm not sure. Honestly. I don't know what good cop, bad cop means. What's confusing to me is that good cop and bad cop seem like they'd almost be two different things. Oh. Okay. Gotcha. That makes some sense. So it seems like it's good cop, bad cop because if it's a positive number, it's good cop points, and if it's a negative number, then it's bad cop points. So whenever I do bad cop style moves, then the number goes lower, which is why it's not really apparent what the two different things mean because I'm just so far in the positive right now. So if you do more bad cop things than good cop things, then whatever metric that's even rated by, that'll become a negative number. Gotcha. He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along. Okay, I'm off. Bye 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 now. He returns to his work. Is not what he said, but it's fine. I can have fun with it. Hello. That's just money. That wasn't even cups. That was just straight up money. I should probably get out of here. Did I miss all this stuff on the way in, I guess? I must have. Maybe because I was zoomed all the way out, so the greenness wasn't as apparent. I guess I can just use the main door now, but do I want to be seen using the main door? A resting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Allumer and Éteindre are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Thank you, encyclopedia, about which one means on and off. Off? The crane stands tall, proud, erect, and still. On. This might not be a great idea. Oh no, am I gonna find the drugs? And are people gonna find me finding the drugs? That was agonizingly loud. Everyone here heard that. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. And with surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps. As the strikes rages in the distance, the crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Purpose? What do you mean? Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted, and now it will rest. I can't see how that was worth the ruckus. He looks at the crate. Except for seeing the crane is in action, which I admit was satisfying. You can't see? Well, we'll see what I find inside, because I can't stop pressing buttons because my interfacing skill's a problem. Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard. Kim, I think there's something about this container. The lieutenant sighs. Is this like your thing with that wall again? Maybe. I can't tell. I think we should investigate further. You do? Because I don't. Wait, why not? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? It was hanging from the crane. You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with the cargo container. We're not here to interact with containers. We're here to talk to the Union, right? Knock on the door. No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. It doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. Open the door? You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. Well, nothing's gonna come of that right now. Joke's on you, though. That's a Chekhov's gun for later. Like 12 hours from now, I'll suddenly need that for in a daring, slow-motion, very loud getaway. I'll never see it coming. Oh yeah, this is the only way out, isn't it? Once I jumped, I was trapped. Because this is the card I can only get. This is the door I can only get through if I had my card. Which will take me to the guy that is very racist. Not quite though, he's over there. Technically. In case of a strike, press button behind guard. Measurehead's a powerful man. No one will get past you.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Okay. Those are a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. Say nothing? Size him up first?
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes under his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Am Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
He called me a ham sandwich. Confusing. I do have like 0 stats in. Yep, I have a physical instruments 2. It's not a 0, I guess. It's something, I suppose. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and I have police business with you.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Ballard.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he were smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Valhalla emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Smell your breath. Kim, is it really so bad?
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned. Take that, rat. Wait, Al Ghul?
Yes, Al Ghul.
Raz Al Ghul? He means alcohol. Oh, understood.
I doubt it. My microcephalic race, so...
Jesus. Alright. You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now I need you to cooperate with me.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Huh. Occidental Haplogroup B4. Yeah, he's not really holding back on the race stuff, as it turns out. Evrart. Does this guy remind you of someone? The guy down there. I don't know if we should call him out. I don't know if this seems like it ends poorly for us. The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help me do my job, please.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race.
He pauses in melancholy reflection.
You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's just too much to unpack here.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Groupies. The situation is serious. Your people have probably killed a man.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Wool, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Phrenology. Just straight up phrenology. And he referred to art as odes to homosexuality. Jesus Christ. Hey Kim, what if I just like carry you? Can you reach the body? Like, why are we doing this? There has to be other options. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. It would enrich you rhetorically. Wouldn't that mean I have to become a Seminese supremacist myself? Well, yes. Why don't you want to be a Seminese supremacist? So what if you're not Seminese? You can be anything. Oh no. I'm not gonna Jontron on this shit. Subscribe to his advanced race theory. Jesus Christ. 8% chance of knocking him out. That's probably not going to happen. Also, my goal is not to knock him out. I've already been inside. What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean? Racists are not generally very good examples of their race. He gestures towards the lorryman down the street. Hey, so he knows about him. Welcome to Revacol. You hear him yell, and a red-haired woman at a red-haired woman visiting the Frit nearby. He must think redheads are immigrants. Oh no. I am not like them. I am a craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. Jesus Christ. He subscribes so heavily to phrenology and it proving that he is superior that he has drawn the blueprint of its rule set onto his body. Permanent tattoos, I think? Jesus. It's just not. Your silence betrays your inferiority. You do not have a reply. You should enter a deep race slumber. Perhaps in 4,000 years there is need for a servile homunculus. Jesus Christ. Okay, he's a lot. He's a lot. We'll talk to him a little bit more next episode. Or not. I mean, I should get the body down, but can I do it I do wonder if there's other ways to handle this than dealing with this guy more.